breaking news. Some shit's going down with Xbox.
Yes. Yes, it is.
And we kind of came in here. We normally, when we record a podcast, it's about a month ahead of time. So we wanted to come in and record this now so we can get it out. Because by the time a podcast episode would come out where we talk about this, it would be a month old news. But it seems like a really big situation.
Yeah, man, I agree. I saw it last night, and I was like, yeah, we need to talk about this because this is huge. We got to get it out here so we could be, right when everybody else is talking about it.
Yeah.
So.
And for those listening who may not know, apparently there's some rumors. Nothing's confirmed yet. But it sounds like Xbox might be moving some of their exclusives to other systems like Nintendo and Sony. And that doesn't spell out a good sign for Xbox.
Yes, which pretty much mean this might be the last Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, I could kind of see it coming because they've been focused heavy on the Game Pass recently, and that's their whole they're like that's the future of gaming. That's what they want to see it is, which is a streaming platform or download a game and just kind of play it thing.
Yeah, which I learned recently. I didn't know this. Xbox never turned a profit.
Yeah, no, they never really have.
Yeah, so they just kind of get out of the console game and just sticking strictly to games. Mm-hmm. Kind of like what Sega did. Yeah. Just got out of the consoles and went straight to video games and just put it on everything.
That's what I was going to say. This kind of sounds like it's going to end up being a Sega situation.
Yeah.
Because, if something like Halo shows up on a PlayStation, that's going to be, the same moment, just the same, brain explosion I had when I first saw Sonic appear on a GameCube. And I was like, what?
Right. Sonic on Nintendo.
Uh-huh.
They're just insane because they was always rivals, but now they're buddies.
Yeah, they're real close buddies now, but it's I hope that it isn't necessarily the end for Xbox, because if Xbox is stepping out of the console market, that's going to end up having a few things happen.
I could tell you one.
One of them is Sony's going to be the only console there, because Nintendo is there, but Nintendo and Sony aren't really in competition anymore.
Right.
Because they're going very different directions. Sony's going high power, high graphics, big games. Nintendo's going refine a game, make it fun, take it with you on the go.
Yeah.
They're both gaming platforms, but they're not competing. From what my understanding, most households are, you got a PlayStation, and then you've also got a Switch, or you got an Xbox, and you've also got a Switch.
Right.
They're not really competing. And if the market's just open and it's just Sony, I worry that Sony's just going to stop trying.
No, that's not what I'm going with it. I mean, the PlayStation 6 is going to be $1,000.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, that's kind of what I mean is Sony's going to stop caring about, right now their whole thing is these big, gigantic single player story games, the God of Wars, the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They've got all these big single player exclusives that they're pushing real hard to get people to come to their system.
Right.
If all of a sudden they don't have that competition, I'm not gonna say they're gonna stop making them, because they're making good money off of them.
Yeah.
But they won't have as much of a need to when everything Xbox has, which is a lot now, because Xbox has bought out a bunch of studios. Bethesda's theirs, so that's Skyrim, Starfield, Fallout. Then they've got Activision, which is Call of Duty, a huge one, Spyro and Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of Activision, Blizzard, IPs, but if Sony's just getting them all and they don't have to fight to get people to buy their system, I kind of worry they're just gonna not care. They're just gonna.
It's going to be like Apple with their new
their Vision Pro.
Oh my God. It was like $3,500.
Yeah, for no reason.
Right. And I've been seeing a lot of people just walking around with them just in traffic, just looking stupid as fuck.
Yeah. And that's another thing that could happen if Xbox steps out of the market. That leaves an opening for somebody else to step in. And I would worry it would be like an Apple, because at this point, it's got to be a company that's already got money behind it. You can't just be a small company and step in at this point. Like, the games are too big. Like, you're not going to get another Sega stepping in, or like Nintendo in their early days where they're just like, let's try this out, you know?
Yeah.
You're not going to have that. It's going to be someone big stepping in. Maybe Google will try to come back into the gaming market after their weird failure of whatever Google thing was, but... Or Apple could step in, because they seem to be doing a little bit with gaming now themselves.
Right.
But I don't know.
I hope Apple do not get into it, because all I could see is that thing costing $5,000. Mm-hmm. A $5,000 system that's not even near the power that a PlayStation 6 or a PlayStation 5 have.
No, it would be, because like they would probably find a way, just like the headset, to use their new M chips, which those chips are crazy powerful. Like that Apple Vision headset, that's a crazy powerful headset.
Is it more powerful than the Oculus? I mean,
oh yeah,
not the ones that we have, but the other one. Mm-hmm. It is.
It's like a full-on PC built into that. Like they're powerful headsets.
Okay.
And if Apple were to put out some kind of system, it would be a powerful system. But it would probably also cost $2,000, and it would sell like crazy, because Apple fan people are going to go buy it, and maybe Sony would see that and be like, "Oh, we can charge." You know, I don't know.
That might be the end of it for me.
Yeah,
like they're already pricey. Once it crossed the $1,000 mark, I don't know. I might just jump into the PC game with you.
Yeah. So like, the main crux of the rumor is pretty much all but confirmed at this point is Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves are coming to Sony, coming to the PlayStation. And there's been a bunch of talk around that also, that the new unreleased Indiana Jones game is probably also coming to PlayStation. And then just today, people are kind of coming out of the woodwork, kind of like, oh yeah, maybe also like Starfield is coming to PlayStation, which that's a big one for Xbox right now. And then the one that surprised me, I've heard the rumors of Gears of War.
Yeah,
that's a big.
That's the biggest game that they got.
Yeah, that's one of their like big three: Forza, Halo, and Gears of War.
Yeah, like, and they haven't had Gears of War in some years now. So if they make it for exclusive to just PlayStation, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. So
it's just like, I could kind of see them doing their Game Pass on PlayStation. So it'd be like, you have your PlayStation, but then you download the Game Pass app, and then maybe you can play Xbox games that way in the future. Like right now, I'm sure if this is true, they're going to release just actual versions of the game onto PlayStation and even Nintendo. There's talks of stuff going to Nintendo also. So whatever the next Switch 2 or whatever is, we might be seeing stuff on that.
So I wonder if it'll be like, will they still have support for the Xbox if they just go away with making consoles? Will you still be able to play your Xbox and still be able to play Game Pass on your Xbox? Or they just gonna do away with that and just like, hey, you got to get a Sony pass?
I'm sure they would support it up until the end of this generation at the very least. I mean, even the Xbox One, you can currently get Game Pass on, and that's, last generations. But honestly, I didn't expect them to attempt something like this until the end of this console generation. Like, I thought if any of the console people were going to be like, all right, we're stepping out of the market, they would have waited until the end of the generation and then been like, there's no PS6 or there's no Switch 2. Something like Sega did. They got somewhat through the Dreamcast,
right? And
then they just cut the Dreamcast. They didn't like they just cut it there.
Yeah,
it wasn't what Xbox seems to be doing, which is like, we're gonna divvy out some of our IPs to other people.
Right.
So
that's crazy, man. And I'm gonna end with this. Like I said, a lot of my buddies are Xbox guys. So I don't know if they've seen it yet. I really want to know what them guys feel about you know, because they've been Xbox guys since Xbox has been around, you know, and none of them really, maybe one or two of them have a PlayStation, but, you know, when the Xbox come out, that's what they're going to. So with that being said, with that, you know, with they cutting the end of a legacy or era or whatever, like what they gonna do? They gonna have to get a PlayStation.
Yeah.
If you want to continue the game.
Yeah.
Or get a PC.
And that's what I would expect most people to do at this point. But I mean, PC is more expensive just to get into. So.
Oh yeah, $2,000 at least.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Yeah, $2,000.
I mean,
I mean, you could probably step in, probably about $1,100 for like some basic.
Yeah, you can get a mid-range PC for that.
But if you want some power,
yeah,
balls in.
Pretty much. I don't know. I just hope. I hope that it's kind of not what it looks like in a way, because I'm a Sony guy, and I'd be more than happy to play all these Xbox exclusives on my PlayStation. Because I mean, you know, I don't have a Series X because I play the Xbox games on my PC.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it would feel weird. In the same way that when Sega stepped out of the market, it was like, what are we going to do without, you know, the Sega system here? And then Xbox stepped in to fill that role. It's just going to feel weird without Xbox there, you know?
Yeah. And like I said this in one of the episodes, we're getting away from physical stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all going to be, I think eventually it's all going to go away. Yeah. And it's going to be PC only or cloud-based games. So if you got them, hang on to it. Don't get rid of it. Hang on to it because eventually it's going to be worth some money.
Yeah.
So, damn, I just thought about that. I mean, I got to buy my kids PlayStations now. Son of a bitch.
I think Xbox will at least limp out the rest of the generation. I don't think they're going to do a hard cut off.
That's $1,500. God. Well, that's all I got. You got anything?
Oh, I guess the one thing that kind of makes this feel like it's a real thing is these rumors have been going around for about the past week.
Yeah.
And Phil Spencer of Xbox finally said something. And it wasn't the rumors are false, don't believe that, like you usually get. What he said is next week they're planning a business meeting where, and I quote him, "We will discuss the vision of Xbox's future." Which is kind of what cemented all of this, where it was like, oh shit, this might be true. Like,
oh man.
So because that's some marketing speech there, you know, but that's not the rumors are fake like you get from Nintendo or something, you know, like when everybody's like, oh, I hear the next Mario's coming in you're going to announce the next Mario next week or something, and Nintendo's like, those are rumors. We don't talk about that, you know?
You're right.
Xbox said next week we're going to discuss the future vision of Xbox, and it's like, oh, that
I think it's going to end up boiling down to money.
Yeah.
If PlayStation want to pay, or Sony want to pay, oh man.
I think it's more that Microsoft just spent like however billions of dollars in buying 2 gigantic studios, and now they've got to get that money back, and the Xbox Series X isn't selling very well. It's selling the same speed as the Xbox One did.
Yeah. And
the Xbox One was damn near a failure.
I'm telling you, like, for the past few Xboxes, it's the same thing. I've said this. It's the same thing. The controller feels the same. You know, there's no different design changes or anything. It's just kind of seemed like it's just generic, you know? So it's probably time for them to just go ahead and get on out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to miss them.
Yeah. I can take it or leave it. You want to do a little moment of silence for the Xbox?
We'll do the moment of silence if next week they confirm it.
All right, make sure we got taps on.
Yeah. I don't know. YouTube might copyright that and get a whole video taken down.
Is that? That's copyright?
I don't know. It might be.
Nah, that ain't copyright. That's for everybody. It's like having an American flag in your yard.
I don't know.
Fuck it. Well, I'm LSD.
And I'm Eggs.
Peace.
See ya.